Hello, I'm John Hemingway. Welcome back to Shropshire. Now, have you ever noticed at breakfast time that your breakfast cereal says on it, high in vitamin B12 or fortified with vitamin B12? It doesn't really matter what cereal you have, even if it's not plastered on the front. Have a look at the ingredients. B12. Now, B12 doesn't occur in plants like cereals, so it's been added in there. What's going on here? What is B12? Why we're being force-fed it for breakfast? And what does any of this have to do with your lambs? Well, stick with me and we will investigate. Vitamin B12 is an absolutely essential nutrient for us. We use it in several metabolic processes throughout the body, including some of those necessary for cell division. Now, we need cell division for things like growth, also producing blood cells, other pretty important stuff like that. What is it doing in breakfast cereal? Well, we can only get the B12 we need from animal products, meat, fish, milk and eggs. From an evolutionary standpoint, they are an essential part of our diet. Now, some people choose not to eat animal products and that's fine, but it's one reason that we put synthetic B12 as a supplement in staple foods like cereals. Ruminants, like sheep, like cattle, have the special ability of being able to synthesize their own B12 in the rumen. This then moves down the digestive tract, gets absorbed further on down the gut. However, they need one key ingredient in abundance to be able to do that, and that key ingredient is cobalt. If your lambs are on grazing which is short in cobalt, then it's likely that that will manifest itself as a B12 deficiency in the lambs. In sheep, we see B12 deficiency predominantly in the lambs and predominantly after weaning. There are various symptoms like an open fleece, watery eyes, anemia in extreme cases, and scaly skin on the ears like sunburn. But the main symptom, the one that's most relevant to you as sheep farmers, is a vastly reduced daily live weight gain. If you've got that group of lambs that you weaned and you put them out and they're just not kicking on, it might be the case that B12 deficiency is involved. Well, it's actually not quite as simple as that. The other reason that we see B12 deficiency is because of very poorly controlled gutworms in lambs. We see lambs that can produce as much B12 as they like in the rumen, but because they've got a damaged gut and because they've always got scours, there's just no chance for the body to actually absorb the B12 that the rumen is producing. So we get a secondary B12 deficiency, and we see this all the time. Now, the good news is that B12 cobalt supplementation is very easy and it's pretty cheap, and I've seen it make such a difference on farms that need it. There are three ways that we can get additional cobalt or B12 into lambs. The first way is with oil drenches. Now, these are pence per lamb. They are the cheapest method of supplementation, but the cobalt B12 you're getting from those is only going to be staying in the system for maybe 3 weeks. So it's likely that you're going to have to do that more than once in the post-weaning life of that lamb. Secondly, we've got boluses. Now, boluses are great because they just sit and they dissolve and they release what the lamb needs into the rumen. There are boluses available that you can give to weaning age lambs, about 20 to 25 kilos, and they should continue to sit there dissolving until that lamb's gone to slaughter. Be aware, not all boluses do what they say on the tin. There are definitely good boluses and bad boluses out there. It's a largely unregulated market. So get some recommendations, speak to other farmers, speak to your vet, get yourself a good one. Now, the third method that we've got of supplementing lambs with B12 is to give long-acting injections. There are a couple of these available. These are injections that you can give to the lambs at just a few weeks old, even just at heptobacking time. They will stay in the system, releasing B12 for the life of that lamb up until its slaughter weight. These work very well and they are robustly demonstrated to do the job. So that's my quick roundup of cobalt and B12 deficiency in lambs. It's a disease that we see in lambs after weaning, and the main symptom that you should be concerned about is massively reduced growth rates. It's easy to detect if you're measuring growth rates, and we've talked about that before. If your growth rates are below where they should be, speak to your vet, see if B12 deficiency could be involved. If it is, we need to find out, is it primary because there's not enough cobalt in the ground? Is it secondary because your parasite control needs reviewing? Either way, we can supplement. You will see a marked improvement in those lambs after they get the supplementation. I hope you enjoyed this short video. I'll be along soon with another one and I hope to see you there.